Fortunately, my mother has a great sense of humor. And although her memory is fragile, her wit is amazing. One time I walked into the retirement home and my shoes were a bit scuffed up. She took one look at those shoes and she said, "Jim, those shoes are a scandal to the Jaybirds." Now that is deep East Texas. I said, "Mama, I'll get some new shoes when I'm rich." And she said, "Oh, Jim, don't wait that long." Another time, there was this 92-year-old man who just thought my mother was terrific. And every time I saw him in the lobby of the retirement home, he raved on about my mother. So one day I thought, well, I'll tell her about this. I said, "Mom, there's this 92-year-old man who thinks you are great." And she said, "Honey, that's the kind I attract." Then there was my dad. Deaf, defiant, and demanding. And I had no idea how much he liked his scotch. I mean, I knew he liked it. I just didn't know he liked it. And soon after they moved into the retirement home, he found a World War II buddy who lived on the second floor. He and Mother were on the fourth floor. And so many a night, he would make his way down to the second floor, and he and his buddy would refight the war and drink a little scotch, or more often, a lot of scotch. And several times, he just didn't quite make it back. I mean, he'd be heading for his room. He meant to make it back. He'd be going down those long, carpeted halls with that plush, lush, wall-to-wall carpet, and it looked so good. He just laid himself down and went to sleep. Ooh, it feels nice down here. But someone came along. They saw him, and they thought he'd had a stroke. They called the front desk. The front desk called EMS. EMS called the hospital. The hospital sent an ambulance. The ambulance got the doctors. The doctors took a look at Dad. Diagnosis: bombed. And I got the first of what would be many parent-teacher call. Parent-teacher, I never had one before because I had no kids. Parent-teacher, "Jim, what are you going to do about your dad's drinking?" Well, what do you tell a 90-year-old about alcohol? It's going to stunt your growth? I told him nothing because I've learned something. I've learned that when you're faced with a choice in being right and being kind, I'll opt for being kind.